I am Patricia White of Ballymonderry, Kikeel.
My name is Kathleen Cowley.
I am Claire Manning from Newry, Derry Beg in Newry. Of course, my days, I had lovely blonde hair, curly hair, and I God, everybody come over. Where'd you get your curls? She said, just grew me.
And another thing about me, very, very bad-tempered. But at the same time, I would eat you without salt. But after it went away, I would sit down and cry my eyes out. That's the type of, just the way I am now and the way I used to be.
I'm a wedding photograph and one when I was 18 on the front of it. And I went to the hairdressers and had my hair done. And then when I came out, I went to Mr. Duffner's and had my photo taken.
That was my first car when I went to work. It was a neighbour man had it, and I was going to work, so I had some sort of transport. So I got the red car. I was supposed to pay for it, but I'm still paying for it.
But I lost two mummies, my granny and my mummy. My granny reared me, but I lost two mummies, always said. But sure, that's life, isn't it?
Although I wasn't reared up at home because Mummy took unwell. We lived out in Beresford, in a wee small house, no water in the house, so it was out the back wall. You brought the water in, heated it up and all, no inside toilet. We all had to go out the backyard to go to the toilet and flush the time friend.
We used to have to get up and go to school and get the cows in to milk. It was nice. It was nice to see the pictures. Well, we used to have to take the cows in and milk them one or two before we went to school. And then my mother was there and she'd make the butter. With the pods, they called them. We had our own milk and our own butter.
The lambing season was nice, and it was the most interesting when the wee lambs were born. My brother had horses, and they were a new foal born. The cows had baby calves, and they were lovely too. Well, I've got pictures from my brothers he had horses and foals, and my father and him was in the fair in Hilltown selling sheep, and they have a big picture, the newsman took it or something. So I'm going to get it took off it and put it in it, because my father's gone past.
I met my husband. Oh God, I loved him. Oh, till I die. Till I die. And then I would say, if I was fighting him, we argument, I would say, when I think of the fella I give up, a big flashy car, a bungalow and plenty of money, and I took you and you hadn't a bulb. And here, he'd say he won the lotto and he didn't know it. There's not a man in Ireland like him. He's just brilliant. And he's awful, awful good to me. And always was, from I married him. Awful good.
Well, it was a good, happy time. And then went to bed, and there was 4 in the bed, and the wee one said, roll over. We all rolled over, and there was nobody in the bed. And every night, Mummy and Daddy's bedroom was upstairs, but our bedroom was downstairs, just beside the wee living room. The whole floor was sang in the bed, and I could hear Mummy shouting, "Be quiet, I want to go to sleep." So we all were quiet and slept. It was a great old, it was really a very old house. It was 3 rooms downstairs and 2 upstairs, bedrooms upstairs. Then we moved to Cornmarket in Newry, and we had a great time. Then we got 2 bunk beds and 1 divan bed. 2 was in the bunk bed, and Kami was in the back divan bed. I'm telling you, the sing song was well after 12 before we all kept quiet, so Mummy and Daddy could get asleep.
I was at a dance, and here wasn't it the far side, and I only seen him the week before I went out with him. And here I looked over and I says, God, there's Paddy Mackett's here. And he was looking over, and here the next when I looked back, he was away. And I says, Jesus, I missed him, where'd he go to? And the next thing I seen was him going round the back of the crowd. I didn't know he was coming for me, like. So he says, would you like to dance? Yes. I got out and said, thank God.
When I was young and at school, we had hens, and I got duck eggs off a neighbour man, 13 of them. And my mummy put them sitting on a hen called a clocker. And she took them out in 3 weeks. And then the wee ducks came out and they were beautiful and all fluffy. When they grew up, I collected their duck eggs, and my mummy cleaned them and would give them she'd give them to the grocery man. Along with it, she'd give them hen eggs as well. And I got my money, it was I think 6 shillings or something like that. And I saved it all up and bought my first Timex watch in Rostrava in Jack Hannes.
Some of the teachers and nuns were quite good. I liked them. And then my Margaret Mary used to come in every Friday and give us a math and text, a math and written for sums. Well, I don't know how many holy medals I got, because I was the only one who really knew all the answers. Says, Claire, you're the smartest one here. I said, sometimes my brain doesn't work. And I was a very, very bad writer. So one of the nuns got me up to the blackboard to write. Now, one letter I couldn't write too well was the letter F. And she got me up on the board about 20 or 30 times. Right there, and let me see how it's going. But I still couldn't do it. It was awful funny. So that wasn't fun to the class. I was the only one writing F.
I got married on the 24th of June, 1972. And I got married in Rostrava Church. And then we went to the Park Hotel in Omeath for the reception. And it was £96 for the reception, and there was 100 people at it. They had a white dress and white veil, and white shoes. I went on honeymoon down south, and every day my husband was a farmer, and he said every day, I know where I'll be tomorrow, home. And he couldn't wait to get home to see sheep and things.
I was married at a great day. And we only went to Dublin like on our honeymoon. But it was great and I loved it. I had about 40 or 50. Like I wasn't big, although I was an only girl, and I remember I didn't take any of all my daddy's side because I wasn't fussy him anyhow. And I says to my daddy, God rest him, are you mad? He says, well, I tell you, daughter, it's your wedding and you invite whoever you like.
Well, when I went to work, I worked in a hospital. And it was long, hard work and long hours. I was nursing, trained to be a nurse. You had to do all the jobs you were asked to do. And we were only young girls, and had to see to the men as well as the women, which was a bit scary. Well, you give them a bed bath and they had to be shaved, taken down. You didn't have any social life. You slept in the hospital, in dormitories, day and night shift, yes. You'd be called on.
I was at 2 schools, St. Joseph Primary School in Edinburgh Street. It used to take just girls, then moved on to girls and boys, and they were awful good. So I had 1 or 2 teachers mightn't like it, but I would put a deaf ear to it. And I remember one day the class was laughing, and sister says, Claire, are you making people laugh? Will you be quiet? And I was thinking, she said something and they all laughed again. Claire, I'll put you out of the class if you don't. I always had a face on me. I wouldn't smile. And the nun says, Claire, could you ever smile? So I said, I'll smile. I went into a class, and the nun is given out to the class because they didn't know the answer. And I was smiling. Said, Miss Claire, what are you laughing at me? Say, no, sister told me to smile. Get out of the class, and said. So I did, and the nun came up the corridor. What are you doing out there on the corridor? Sister, you only have to tell me to smile. But I kept smiling, and nun was given out to the class. And she thought I was laughing at her. And she was scared, and she came into the sister. I'm only having to tell poor Claire to smile, and you're telling her nothing.
Well, I enjoyed telling my wee stories and showing my photographs when I was young. It was very enjoyable. I thought it was lovely, and I showed it to one of my sons, and he said it was magnificent. He thought it was great. So I have to show it to my daughter yet, and my other son. Well, I told her wee stories, and they were good. I thought they were good.
Everything, they would tell a couple of jokes, but I don't know, just to tell about my life and about my family and all. Just the way we all lived up in, you know. It was just like, this is your life. You know, it was very good. Very, Johnny was a great lady. listening to us all, and Caroline too. They were all very helpful.
Very nice. It's very comfortable. I think making up the book. We used to tell each other stories. It just brought back the memories. See, you forget things when you get older.
He thought the book was great, and had three children. Well, they're adults now, but and Laura couldn't get over it. She thought, my daughter-in-law, and she says, that's great, like to show the two grandchildren, you know, later on.